Hi, I am 2 years late for this, but who cares? I finally read this fiction rom-com bestseller, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. So it's a coming-of-age story about Alex and Poppy, who are poles apart from each other by personality and characteristics, but they are best friends, close-knitted friends who can't live without each other. And the story comes full circle with this friends to lovers trope, which is almost done perfectly in this book by Emily Henry. Another thing about this book which I just love was the perfect chemistry between Alex and Poppy, and how they need to restrain themselves every time they had conversations, whether it may be face to face or over text or over calls. They just spoke out of heart without the need of the brain filter, and that felt almost natural and instantaneous, and I could connect with, especially with Poppy's sense of humor, because she cracked some jokes which were silly, which were not needed at that scene, but I just found her so funny. And when I find some female character who is also funny, I like the major part of the story. That's the major part of the story which is done perfectly for me. And in this book, Poppy was that character, and I almost enjoyed whatever part she played in this book, because they didn't, both of them, Alex and Poppy, didn't feel the need to restrain their conversations. The time that they spent with each other were the happiest times in their lives when they look back from the moment they first met. And the story spans over a period of 10 years and comes full circle when their relationship converts from best friends to lovers, and that forms the whole gist of the story of the book. Another thing which I found interesting in this book was that I could relate to small characteristic features of both the main characters of Alex and Poppy. Like for Poppy, when she felt uncomfortable in a certain situation, she simply ran away, and she did what her heart told her. Even she dropped out of college when she didn't find her degree interesting enough for her, pursued a life of a freelancer, which is quite risky, and you don't make constant economic progress in that life, but yet that's what made her happy, and she chose that life for her. On the other hand, for Alex, he had a tough childhood with the death of his mother, and him eventually becoming a pillar for his family, his brothers and father as well. And in all this, he forgot the small things which makes someone happy, like enjoying a breeze of wind, enjoying a hot cup of coffee, and became this constrained, serious individual who strived for nothing but perfection. And I could relate with Alex when he tells Poppy that he feels guilty when he has that feeling that he is finally becoming happy. And in this whole book, Emily Henry has written these small characteristic traits in a brilliant way, and that's what made this book more interesting for me to read. There are parts in the story which felt unnecessary and a tad bit boring for me, but all in all didn't affect or downline the story of this book. Particularly in this book, Emily Henry has been patient with her story and how it progresses, and she has made the ride as smooth as possible for the current generation's reader. You just get introduced to the characters. The journey from you being introduced to the characters to you following them in their own journey is a ride to enjoy, because the jokes are funny and land at the right moment, at least for me, and they add fire to the already sizzling chemistry between the two leads. So I've never liked some fiction book in this way for a long time, and that's why I'm so excited to talk about this book, because in this book there are no superheroes or supervillains secretly trying to break free or hiding their deep dark secrets in their hearts till the bubble bursts and everything is a mess around. It's a story about ordinary people, like I said, and that's why it was as relatable as possible, and that is why I found this book more meaningful. In recent times, I feel that the contemporary fiction literature has taken things of relatability on a whole new level. Like the characters in these kind of books are your age, like late 20s or 30s, and you read them just scrolling through social media or taking random selfies on streets or just texting each other at night. And I'm still trying to adapt to these changes, because 10 years ago the main protagonists or the leads in these kind of fiction novels or the rom-com novels were people of my previous generations. And this is a positive change which I am learning to adapt to in a positive way. This is a major difference which I am trying to relate to this literature which is sticking out of this era of social media. But overall, People We Meet on Vacation is an easy peasy read and was a positive break for me from all the heavy lifting of the non-fiction literature which I am currently focusing on this year.